Being raised in agriculture and around farmers my whole life, and then marrying into it as well, and then farming ourselves, I have been around ranching and farming my whole life. And I have seen there's become two extremes. I have seen people who are really into the home office end of things. They're really finance driven and they're really aware of everything that's going on in their books. But then there is a total opposite happening where it's very daunting to get a hold of things on the books side and in your office and to meet deadlines and different things like that. And I totally get it. It's become a really daunting thing to wrap your head around.
It is hard for a lot of people for so many reasons. Family farming dynamics, no time, feeling overwhelmed by a lot of lingo that you just don't understand, not a lot of help or direction, complicated government websites, unclear timelines on when you need to have certain things done and submitted by. It's entirely understandable, yet the office end of your business is arguably just as important as the production going on outside. Here we are going to give you a quick list of the bare minimum essential financial records that you need to keep on your cow-calf operation in order to be ready for the following: your CRA tax compliance, your GST filing, agri stability and other program reporting, and your basic cost of production and financial decisions. First, you need your income records. These are the details of all your income coming into your account. Write everything down. Keep your pay stubs. Your bank statements will often leave you hanging on your income, giving you a lump sum of what you deposited. If you took 4 checks to town that day, it can be brutal to try and figure out which 4 checks magically add up to the dollar amount on the deposit on your statements months later. The next thing you need is your expense records. Keep your receipts. If you have a receipt that you will forget the details on in 8 months, write down simply what it was for. For an example, on a receipt from Brant, you might write air filter for the 7520 John Deere tractor. For your expenses, a chart of accounts is necessary to categorize everything. We will cover a chart of accounts in a separate video. The next thing you need is your annual herd and feed inventory. You should be doing this at least once a year. Probably the best time to do it is December 31st. I like to break these into cattle inventory by class, which includes cows, bred heifers, open heifers, bulls, calves by sex, and yearlings. I then include numbers on hand for each, as well as their estimated market value. You can also keep your feed inventory in a similar way. For instance, hay, silage, grain, and straw. You estimate the quantity you have on hand, the units like bales, tons, or bushels, and then you estimate the number that you have on hand in your feed yard or field. Also remember to add their market value at the end.
To put values on your inventory, try and be realistic. A rule of thumb that we like to use around here is we like to base everything on worst case scenario. This keeps us safe if anything actually does happen. For example, markets are pretty hot right now. So some guys are sending their calves to a local auction market and they might be receiving $42.50 a calf. That's really high. I wouldn't be valuing my calves there. Right now, a safer bet would be to value them down around $3,000 a piece. Because what if we sold next week and the market was down a little bit, or there just weren't as many buyers in town? What if we just didn't hit the sweet spot like that last guy did? If you're constantly going to do your math on best case scenario, you're also constantly setting yourself up for disappointment. And you're also really hurting the credibility with your egg lender.
And lastly, you need your financial summaries, which is, in other words, your year-end. This should include at least your income and expense statements, which is your total income minus your total expenses, and your net worth, which is your assets, livestock, land, equipment, feed, and cash, versus your liabilities, your loans. So to summarize, you're going to need your income, your expenses, your annual inventory, your bank statements, and your year-end summary.
The best advice that I can give in this regard is to keep everything in one place. Label your receipts really clearly, do small updates regularly, and try and do a really good inventory update at least once a year. If you have all this stuff in order, it's going to make your farm office a way less stressful place.